Hello everyone, my name is Micah Davis and my how-to video is going to be about sewing your point shoes. Point shoes are usually used for experienced ballet dancers and I've been dancing ballet for about 10 years, so I thought my how-to video would be about point shoe sewing. So first you're going to need point shoes, you're going to need point shoe elastic, you're going to need point shoe ribbon, you're going to need thread, and you're also going to need needles to sew. I also have scissors to cut excess thread and a marker to mark where I'm going to sew my shoe. So your first step in sewing your point shoes is grabbing your shoe and putting it on your foot, like so. You have to make sure that it fits right in the right areas, and so you want to see how it fits on your foot. Next, you want to take your point shoe elastic and figure out where you want it to be on your foot. So I'm checking for it like this way, put it on the other side. I'll check for it like this way, and I realized that this would be a good fit for my point shoe. So the next step would be to mark it. I hold it like this, I flip it under like so, and I mark it where I'm gonna sew. I make sure to do it on both sides so I know that they will be even. Then I take my needle that is already pre-threaded and begin to sew. Now you want to sew in an area where you can see it sewn. You do not want to sew it on the back because that is not professional. We always sew it on the inside. So I take my thread and my needle and I begin to sew. You want to sew it so it stays tight. So I'm going to make sure I sew a line right across. And I'm just going through the point shoe and back through the point shoe to make a line. Now, while you're sewing your point shoe, you want to make sure that it stays even. Make sure that there's no twists and turns in your point shoe, because when you put it on, it'll be hard to unthread it. Now that you have your line straight through the point shoe like I did, you're going to start drawing a line going down. And while we're going down through the elastic and through the point shoe, we are still making sure that our lines are straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the better the lines are, the tighter the point shoe elastic will be. So we have that line right there. We're going to draw another line across, like so. Make sure you're going forward and backwards, and make sure, like I said before, that your lines are straight. And after you've completed that side, you're just going to draw one more line facing upwards. Backwards and forward, backwards and forwards. All right. Once you are done, it should look similar to this. I have some access point shoe ribbon on here, but you can kind of see that I made a square. So once I made my square, I cut the point shoe ribbon. I cut the thread, and I make sure that I wrap it around like so, so it does not come undone. And there we have it. We are done with one side of our point shoe. Now, good thing that like I told you earlier, to make sure that you put a line mark on both sides. So all you have to do is just flip it over and sew the other side. I'm going to re-knot my thread, so I'll be ready for the other side. Now it is best when you do this to have more than one threaded needle, just so you don't have to do this process. But I can thread knots fairly easily, so I just do it in the video to show you. Now when you're knotting your thread for your point shoe, make sure that you double knot it, because point shoe elastic and ribbon is pretty thick. So I'm just going to make the same square on the other side. I make sure I draw my line facing forward first, going across, going right across, going through the point shoe and then through the elastic and out on the other side. I'll show you so you guys can see what I'm doing. Forward and backwards, forward and backwards. Then I'm drawing my line going down, just like the other side. I'm going to draw the line going down. And then I'm just going to draw the line across. And then I'm going to draw the line going up so I make a complete square. At the very end of that, I cut it like so. And there you have it. Our elastic is on our point shoe. At this step now, you should try your point shoe on again just to make sure that it fits perfectly right for your foot. And we realized that it does. Now your next step, you'll need your marker again and one ribbon. Now, depending on your foot or the dancer's foot that is wearing the point shoe, your ribbon can be placed multiple places. I have a nice arch in my foot, so I don't need too much support. So I can put my ribbon, I'll put the point shoe on to show you. I can put my ribbon closer to where my arch is, so more support for the point shoe. Okay? So we're going to grab our other ribbon, other thread, and our ribbon, and we're just going to make a mark. I'm going to make my mark right next to my elastic, so I know that it goes right there. And make sure I do it on the other side, down here, so I know that it'll be even when I get done. Then I just take my ribbon, and once again, we want to make it look very pretty and professional. We're going to sew it on the inside of the point shoe, the inside. And we're going to make the same square that we did on the first one. Now for squares, they help us the most with point shoe ribbons and elastic because it is the most sturdy formations of sewing. If you only do a line straight across, it may not be the best fit. Okay. Once we're done with our square, we cut our like so, and we have one ribbon. Now we have the other side, and we're almost done with sewing our point shoes. Once again, on the inside. Draw us to the square. Oh, sorry. I forgot to knot my thread again. And sometimes even when you do knot your thread, you might want to triple knot it. Because depending on the thread that you have, it may not be thick enough to sew up your point shoe. Okay, 2 should be good. And on our last thread. And there we go. Cut it. And there you have it. You have a sewn point shoe. It should look just like the other one I did. Try it on for size once it is all said and done. Put it on. It should be able to hold it look just like this, like donkey reins. Tie it on the side, how we tie our point shoe. And voila, your point shoe is tied. Hope this helped you guys. Bye.